I got sunshine in my pocket. Thank you. Thank you. I'm not giving a son. What is going on, Cupbangers? Today's a very sexy Thursday in LA. I'm Alejandro, and let's talk about cars. You go, hit it, Pedro. In today's episode of Let's Talk About Cars here, we're going to do another list because people love lists and because it's always interesting. We're going to talk about the greatest car buys that you can possibly find and also, or make, actually. And we're going to talk about the biggest car flops in history ever. And that can be car makers or cars. So let's get this party started with the flops because everyone likes to hear a bad story. Number one, the Delorean. The Delorean is one of the coolest cars of all times and also one of the biggest flops of all time. As a car, as a proper functional car, it didn't do what it was supposed to do. The company started with a bunch of problems, like for example, making the car in time. They actually were delayed by, I think, 3 to 5 years from when they originally started. They had to move the plant so many times trying to figure out where the best spot to put it was. I think Northern Ireland is what won. They built the car there. And because the quality of work that, without insulting anyone, the quality of work wasn't the best for car manufacturing, not the greatest results. So what happened, the car had a lot of problems, the interior was really cheap looking, and they made a lot of them. They made 9,000 of them in their short existence. And that's a lot of cars. So what happened to it? Everyone decided to sell theirs because the car was not reliable, it wasn't working properly. It looked sexy, but you know, the problems did not outweigh the pros. So boom, DeLorean, number one. Number two,
I make the decisions here, okay?
the Maserati Series back in early 2000s. My God, does anyone remember or know anyone that owned a Maserati from the early 2000s? Like the GT, I think the series was like the 4500, 3500, I can't even remember. The twin turbo engine ones. Oh, they were so bad. I remember the cars were brand new, like $110,000 in Mexico. But if you wanted to get a used one, you could get one for like $60,000 like a year later. They were that bad. The car looked good. Not great, but he looked good for the time, but he just didn't perform. I had a few friends that I played soccer with, and you know, when you compete against other schools and then you do like regionals, nationals, all that shit. And I met a lot of people that their parents had one of those, and they always had problems. And I remember that because I liked it so much. I thought it was one of the coolest cars ever, and everyone just talked so much shit about the car. The turbos would not work, electrical problems left and right, brakes, I mean, you name it. It had a million problems. The series, of course, went to shit, and now Maserati had did their work and completely new one. At least didn't put Maserati out of business, so that's good. Number three, and this is just one car, the Aston Martin Rapide. Can I ask, what the fuck was Aston Martin thinking building a four-door car? I mean, I get it, you wanted to follow the steps of the Panamera because it's a success and it was insane. But even though the Panamera was ugly, you were able to fit all the people in the car. You cannot build a car for 5 or 4 passengers where only 2 fit in the car. It defeats the whole purpose. It's completely stupid. I hope I'm not offending anyone, but it's a really slick looking car. I don't think you can actually see the back door sometimes because it looks that good. You can't even notice that it's a 4-door from some angles. Problem is, again, it's not the quickest, not the most reliable, not the best one at driving, and the most important thing in a 4-passenger car is you cannot fit the 4 passengers properly. So, Aston Martin, come on. You can do better if you do a refreshment of that. Please do better. The next one is just the car company as a whole, and that is Saab. I mean, Saab, son. Those guys were building the most groundbreaking, insane cars back in the 60s, if I'm not mistaken. Everything was like insane. You guys were killing the game. You were bringing the most advanced engines and all that stuff into the game. And then one day they started going to shit because they ran into a simple problem. The cars were not groundbreaking anymore. They started to look old, outdated, not exciting. And then they started to not perform. And they were just way too far behind the competition. And that put them out of business, aside from a million other bad decisions that they made. And just listening to those things, unreliable cars with a lot of problems, not up to par with everyone else as far as competition going, just not being able to compete, sounds a lot like 2 car makers that I know today. I hope that they get their shit together and realize that it's not just about selling looks, that we're all selling crazy awesome machines and that the competition's getting stiffer and stiffer for everyone. So Saab is a very good lesson for some new guys to learn right now. Or not even new guys, guys that are on the market today. Ooh. And then last but not least, and everyone knows about this one, the Pontiac Aztek. And don't get it wrong, it became cool because he was in Breaking Bad. But what a tremendous hunk of shit. I mean, Pontiac as a whole went out of business. I'm not gonna get into the obvious reasons why they went out of business, but the Aston has to be the most awful SUV ever made. It was Pontiac's first attempt to ever build an SUV. Well done. Another problem that came with it was that it was built in Mexico. Quality control back in the day in those factories was not the greatest. I mean, if you look at the cars, you'll understand. They had a lot of problems as far as being a car. Things that would take a second to fix in any other car, it would take like a couple minutes to an hour to fix in that car. So that's already becoming a problem. The interior looked like complete shit. The exterior looked like it's a bathtub without any hot girls in it. Just a sad bathtub at a retirement home. How about that? Yeah, that's what it looks like. Oh, that was awful. Unreliable, terrible looks, not with the times. And can I say, it was either a rear wheel drive or a front wheel drive, not an all wheel drive. I can't remember what it was. Can you believe that? An SUV. Oh, well, clearly that's obviously why. And listen, we all learn from our mistakes. We all can learn from history. This is one important lesson that current car makers need to learn. Not make those mistakes that other people did. And some of us forget because short-term memory is always prevailing over the long-term one. I mean, if you get food poisoning today, tomorrow from shrimp, I guarantee you that tomorrow you're not gonna eat shrimp. But in a year, you're gonna eat shrimp again. So it's the same thing here. I don't want that to repeat. And from that, let's jump into the greatest and best car buys you can possibly make. And what do I mean by that? I mean how much over sticker you were able to sell the car the moment it landed for the first couple of cars. Then the market's changed. But I'm saying when the car landed at the dealer, the first couple of deals that were made for each one of these cars. So not a lot of surprises. There's actually only 3 brands here. Ferrari, McLaren, and Porsche. Everyone else just, it's a 10,000, 20,000 adjustment, or they're not real adjustments. So let's get ready. Let's start with the smallest one, the GT3 RS 991, like the one I had, the purple one. That car, when it landed, people were willing to pay you $125,000 over, no matter what color car you picked. That is nuts. Those cars, until today, they retail for about $100,000 over. It got to a point where they went up to 200, and some of them in PTS colors that got here early went up to 250. Insane buy, insane buy. Our next buy, the 458 SA, which is a Speciale Aperta. That car is awesome. And aside from awesome, it's that last naturally aspirated mid-engine car that Ferrari builds, and it was very limited. I believe they made between 400 and 500 or 600 units of that car. So that's the one to keep. If you have a Speciale, the Speciale is not going to appreciate until way later because they built so many of them, but the Aperta will. And immediately when it landed, it was $200,000 over. So it's a $400 to $450, $60,000 car. 200 over is what everyone was asking when the car landed. Now they're going for about $850,000. The next one, and to surprise to everyone, is the 918. That's right, it's not one of the top ones. And the reason why is when the car started landing, no one believed the 918 was going to kill. No one. I was the only fool at the time who said that car's going to go over, actually, as time went on. And I got it right, but at first I thought I made it when people started offering $200,000. That's what the markup was on those cars. Whatever you paid for the car, plus $200,000. All across the board. YSAC, non-YSAC, no one knew, no one cared about the difference at that time. Right now, you can get them for well over $1 million over. That car got hotter. That car got hotter, but that's what it was. The next one is a very familiar one that's coming right now, and these are real numbers. I have an offer on my phone that I'm not gonna show you for the 911R. The 911R, people are so desperate to get that car, they're willing to drop $250,000 over sticker. Mind you, the spec that I got, it's $225,000. So someone's willing to pay $225,000 over the price of the car, which is more than twice what the car is worth for that. That is bonkers. Will the car go up after that or come down? I don't know, but that's the market today for that. For 911, holy shit, when the 4.0 came out, some people passed on it even at $5,000 over. The next one comes as a surprise to everyone because not everyone was involved in the whole pursuit of this car, and that's the McLaren P1. When the P1 arrived into the States, what people wanted just to get out of their P1 was $250,000 over. Oh man, what a mistake passing on that. Anyways, we're not talking about that. 250,000 over would have gotten you a P1, and you could start getting a P1 at 115. So at 13514, oh man, what a huge mistake. What a great buy. And now obviously they're going $1 million over basically. So insane buy, insane buy. The next one on our list is the TDF. And the TDF was selling for $350,000 over, and that's under $600,000 car. That's a really great markup for such a great investment. And I mean, obviously I passed. I said, well, that car is not going to be worth that. And now they're trading at like $1.3 million here. Oh man, from that amount that you were able to get the car, now they added another $500,000 if you want to get one. So holy shit, that appreciated. And things escalated real quick on that one. Yep. Well done, Ferrari. And obviously, to no one's surprise, number one is the Laferrari. The Ferrari Laferrari comes at number one spot because the moment it landed, people were asking $1.2 million over when it just landed. Just so you guys know, as a reference point, again, the 918-200, the P1 250, and the LaFerrari $1.2 million over. And that, my friends, is how you build a value within a brand. You know that people are willing to pay that much, and you're giving it to your select few for less. If you can see, I mean, again, McLaren, Ferrari, and Porsche. That's really it, and that's saying something. And Porsche is getting there more and more with every car that they make. And basically, they have more range than anyone else. So we got to see how that comes and how McLaren's going to start building that rapport with all of their customers. But Jesus Christ. So Cupbangers, what do you think? What is the biggest flop in your opinion, and what is the biggest success any car company has ever made as far as one car model goes? Please let me know in the comments down below. If you like the video, please make sure to like it. Don't make me beg, don't make me ask you to subscribe, but please subscribe. Come on, subscribe. And thank you so very much for watching, Cupbangers. I'm Alejandro, and I do not approve this message. Bye.